Hallo? Achso. Hallo und auf YouTube. Willkommen zu einer neuen Folge von Elysium. Wir waren letztens stehen geblieben bei einer Sache. Genau, wir waren da durchgekommen. Wir haben ihn endlich umgehauen und ja, mal schauen, wie es weitergeht. Was da zu finden ist. Hier oben. Und ja, schauen wir doch einfach mal, würde ich sagen. Let's go. Und die leicht dabei sind, ich habe wieder die Erweiterung von Elysium hier angeschmissen. Und ja. Ja, haben wir einen Punkt übrig noch? Nee. Ist das laut genug oder ist das zu laut oder geht das? Wir können endlich mal hier weiter. Das ist ja cool. Ähm, genau, das müssten wir eigentlich auch mal ein bisschen was machen hier. Hm, na gut. Aber wir haben zumindest warte mal, erledigt. Okay. Wollte nämlich nachgucken, ob wir schon bezahlt haben. Auch auf dem Balkon um 21 Uhr. Wir sind jetzt um 18 Uhr. Okay, da haben wir noch ein bisschen Zeit hinzukommen. Schauen wir einfach mal. Und überall um dich herum stehen große Maschinen still. Hm. Also für mich. Ich hoffe, das ist laut genug für euch. Jetzt habe ich das nicht gelesen. Egal. Gehen wir hier weiter. Wir haben unseren Mantel gefunden. Yay. Ist ja auch was. Hier wurden mindestens 3 Schachteln Zigaretten vernichtet. Zahlreiche leere Flaschen Commodore Red und Potent Pilsner. Ja, alles. Alles. Können wir alles. Oh Gott. Ich weiß, das wird am Ende, glaube ich, wenig geben, aber wir haben zumindest aufgeräumt. Okay. Wieder runter. Wir können ja mir hier mal hin.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud.
Oh, okay.
Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather.
Fehlgeschlagen.
You need to rest. Your body is aching. Getting in here has taken something out of you. Have a seat.
Hm. Ja, wir gucken erstmal rein, was da gibt. Ja, aber also René, hier arbeitet René also. Ich schaue mich mal um. Du, die Kabine.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table.
Ah,
Looks like the inhabitant is rather pedantic when it comes to order. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, René, is dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully at the camera. René looks like he's about to smile. This photo must be tied to some good memories.
Why did you take that picture of René?
ich bin Polizist. Da sammelt man Instinktivbeweise.
Fine. But let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here.
Ich setze mich aber erstmal hin und ruh mich
The
erstmal
chair
aus.
is not as austere as the rest of the booth. A thin grey pillow is attached to the seat, secured to the stiles by black ribbons.
Mhm. Alles visiv ein.
Stale air floods through your nostrils. Not a single mote of dust floats inside your lungs, though. The inside of the booth is immaculate.
Du suchst nach einem kleinen Helferchen.
The drawers are empty, save for old timesheets and receipts. One small box, however, does hold some cheap painkillers. They are slightly out of date.
Du liest die Nebenwirkungen.
Oh boy, where to start? Elevated risk of dementia, mini strokes, prophet's disease, sudden death, hair death, erectile malfunction, critical flatulence, watery blood, black mucus, uncontrollable weeping, increased sensitivity to la opera, inoperable joint disorder, total spinal collapse.
Klingt gut.
Don't think about that. Quick, think about something else.
Ich habe Angst, dass mich im Diesseits nie wieder jemand in den Arm nehmen oder lieben wird.
Maybe this was a bad idea.
Tim, stört es Sie, wenn ich ein paar Medikamente einstecke?
I'm not here to tell you what to do, Detective.
Dann nimm sie mal. Für hier.
You take the painkillers. They are yours now.
Du stehst auf.
You stand and exit the booth.
Gegenstände. Ein Schwarz-Weiß-Foto eines Pärchen, das vor einem Riesenrad posiert. Das Mädchen ist jung und hübsch. Der lächelnde Mann in einer schicke Uniform gekleidet. Auf der Rückseite hat eine sehr gleichmäßige Handschrift festgehalten. Straßenfest von Revachol. Sommer 91. Okay. Okay. Warte mal. Ne, da kommen wir nicht weiter. Wir gucken mal weiter. Da kommen wir her. Wir können mal hier mal. Und wir bräuchten 20. Dem jetzt reicht keiner das Wasser. Ich hab's gesehen. Also warte, und siehst du ein ausgeblichenes Firmenlogo. Walsund. Okay. Was macht dieser Button da? Speicher mal. Und drücken den Button.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. Two buttons marked Marsh and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block.
Okay.
Marsh on. Arrête off.
Ah.
With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
Okay.
And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down.
Naja, so leise war es auch wieder nicht.
The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled.
Wahrscheinlich. Dann können wir uns wieder um das Bedienfeld.
The rusty control panel grows warm to the touch, then grows cold. It is finished.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
Was ist denn da drinne?
Before you,
Is this like your thing with that wall again?
Oh. Kann sein. Ich kann es nicht mit Sicherheit sagen. Wir sollen da weiter nachhaken.
You do? Because I don't.
Was? Warum nicht?
There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
Du inspizierst den Container. Ist da Schmuggelware drin?
There may very well be, but we are not here to look for that. We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to get the body down from the tree.
Oh.
no reply.
Mal
You
aufmachen.
attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Seit 2 Tagen auf der Welt. Ah. Ey, komm.
Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Ja, warum eigentlich?
Why are you what?
Schon
Are
gut.
you satisfied, detective?
Aber warte mal. Ich will es doch nochmal da drücken.
A rusting control panel. The crane does not return.
Oh. Weil geht's jetzt auf.
You're back before the cargo container.
Warte mal. Qualzone ist artisch für Walfjord. Ah. Aus Halogenleuchten bestehendes Auge beobachtet dich mit einem mit tiefen Summen. Oh. Okay, also hier geht's weiter. Auf den Hafengeländen ist seltsam still. Die großen Maschinen schlafen. Tschö. Die Lautsprecherturm schweigt. Und im Hafen gibt es keine Arbeit zu organisieren. Ist aber ganz schön groß. Oh, was ist da drin? Aus der Kluft vor dir steigt der starke Geruch von Öl und Rost empor. Nicht gut. Thermoskanne in Industriegrüße. Riecht nach Röstkaffee. Meins. Ah, Handy wieder. Ich hatte leider vergessen, das auszumachen, beziehungsweise es leise zu stellen. So. Fertig. Also, das spielt nicht. Ah, was haben wir hier? Wir werden reich. Unter dem Gewicht von Regen und Schnee hängt das Banner schlaff nach unten. Weiße Wellen auf rotem Grund. Okay. Land sind zufrieden, Stiefel sind gewienert. Alle Leute satt.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
Ah, das ist gut gelaunt. Finde ich cool.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along. The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisund on Muindi.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard.
Der schmächtige Mann ist so in seine Arbeit vertieft, dass er dich gar nicht bemerkt. Brichst ihm dann nicht bei seiner erfüllenden Aktivität. Oder vielleicht auch.
Container, container,
The lyrics to this, the accent,
container, container, used
Hello!
to Everard, Everard, he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I
Hey.
help you, mister?
the look in his deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen.
What?
Kind of makes you feel like an arsehole for no apparent reason.
I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
Warum sind Leute wie Sie so auf Streikbrecher fixiert?
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat.
Stimmt. Er scheint von dir keine Antwort zu erwarten.
Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
Sie sind aus Ubi, oder? Also nicht von Ubisoft.
Oh, yes. Born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then. Too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No, sir. Those are just nasty rumors.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
Was meint sie mit den Containern?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
Das kann nicht wiederholt werden. Let's go!
The containers in the yard are green in Wild Pine's livery, and the mountains rising behind Leo is all red in Union colors.
Ah, Besitzansprüche, ne? Kann das sein?
It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core.
Oh. Sieht nach umfassenden Umdekorierungsaktionen aus, Kim.
Yes, they are hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the Debarders Union logo on them.
Leo, hat Ihnen jemand gesagt, warum Sie die Plan auswechseln müssen?
No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone.
Aha. Ah, okay. Weil er zu ehrlich ist. Ah, okay. Danke, Leo. Sie waren eine große Hilfe.
Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all.
Wo sind denn alle? Im Hafen ist niemand zu sehen.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in.
Er lehnt sich zurück und schenkt dir einen vertraulichen Blick.
We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
So no one is working?
Also,
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate.
er überlegt einen Moment.
But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
Er bricht ab, wirkt aber, als ob er mehr erzählen wollte. Was haben Titus und seine Freunde denn für Ärger eingehandelt?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business.
Ah. Er lächelt und beugt sich vor.
Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off.
Oh, was haben sie denn getan?
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this under heart ease.
Er sieht dich hilfsuchend an.
Look at him. It's not gonna be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it. Better to go with the flow.
Okay, Leo, erzählen Sie mal von diesem Kampf, in den Sie verwickelt waren.
I remember I was the runt of the class.
Hm.
The bigger boys always used to pick on me.
Hm.
You see, I had a bit of a temper back in the day. Flew off the handle like nobody's business.
Okay.
But Mr. Everett and his brother always came to help. Once they beat old Noel Becker so bad he needed stitches on his head. Noel never started another fight with anyone after this.
Hmm.
Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar are real nice guys, mister. You should go talk to Mr. Everett. I'm sure you'll be good friends. He's friends with everyone around here.
Ich weiß ja nicht, ob das wirklich gute Freunde werden. Arbeiten Sie hier?
Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo.
Der kleine Mann hebt seine Hand zu einem Willkommensgruß. Oh, ist ja schon putzig.
I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away.
Okay.
Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Auch wenn sie ein... Okay. Er lacht wieder gutmütig.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
Oh, no.
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio.
Okay.
But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes I am, yes I am.
Augenblick mal, wer ist jetzt dieses Fräulein, das Sie erwähnt hatten?
Oh, Lizzie, she is a real sharp tool.
Oh.
Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly.
Ah, okay, wahrscheinlich die eine, die die Dings zurückgehalten hat, die Hardys.
He respects that word. That's obvious.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood. Knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure.
For a fraction of a second, there's sadness in his eyes.
Ah, wahrscheinlich, dass er nicht mit ihr zusammen sein kann.
If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But
So.
she can't have kids.
Ah.
Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years she has.
Er seufzt und verstummt, während er dich mit seinen ach so blauen Augen sanftmütig anschaut.
Law school? Could she be talking about the union fixer, aka the gardener?
Okay, das ist also die Problemlöserin der Gewerkschaft, die Gärtnerin.
Looks like it.
I'm not sure what a fixer is, but she is a real nice girl. Smart as a whip too.
Der kleine Mann schenkt ihr ein entwaffnetes Lächeln.
Telling the gardener you know her name might throw her off. Perhaps something to consider later.
Sind Sie der Leo, der den Zettel geschrieben hat, dass mehr Banner benötigt werden?
Oh yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht.
Was war das mit dem Borsch?
Oh yes, I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started.
Also er ist so.
It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
Was weiß ich damit, dass sie den Männern die Suppe bringen, die mit dem Streik zu tun?
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling rags.
Aha. Augenblick, wer braut den im Whirling?
Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad.
Irgendwas stimmt mit diesem Borscht nicht. Das werde ich mal nachhaken.
Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
Mhm.
He didn't actually understand what you meant, and now he's just nodding along.
Was ist denn in den Container dort drüben? Weißt du, Container, der auf den Kranausleger hängt?
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Told you.
Hab ich doch gesagt. Ich suche den Anführer der Hafenarbeiter-Gewerkschaft.
Oh, you want Mr. Everett then?
Hm.
He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood.
Er hustet und fährt sofort los.
Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made merchandise what it is today. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys.
Okay, also kennen die sich. Jetzt mal langsam, Leo. Ich will doch nur wissen, wo ich den Mann finden kann.
Oh, Mr. Everett is where he always is. In his office, of course.
Er zeigt auf die zwei miteinander verbundenen Container rechts von dir. Okay, dann gehe ich mal wieder.
Bye bye now.
Er setzt eine Arbeit fort. Interesting. Okay. God damn it. Schon besser. Let's go. Mhm. Ah. Ich höre eine Schreibmaschine. Der Kaffee in den riesigen Thermoskannen ist noch lauwarm. Eine Treppe aus Paletten führt nach oben. Ein präparierter Fisch, der die Uhrzeit verrät. Should save again. Aber erstmal gucken, was könnte. Nein. Okay, check mal das.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you.
Ein Walross. Bisschen gemein, aber hat schon ordentlich was auf den Knochen.
With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you.
Kommen wir direkt zum Punkt. In einem Baum hängt eine Leiche.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat.
Er deutet auf einen winzigen Stuhl, der gegenüber seines riesigen Schreibtisches steht.
I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez.
Der Mann macht es sich in seinen Sessel gemütlich und fährt vor.
I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
Weiß ich nicht.
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, Detective.
Deine Nicken deutet der Lieutenant erst auf dich und dann auf den Stuhl.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Sollen wir uns hinsetzen? Ja, komm.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
Bleibst ernst.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Au. Au. Schmerzgrenze.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say.
Huh.
This should take care of that nonsense.
Zeigt auf einen riesigen Scheck, der auf seinem Schreibtisch liegt. Er ist wirklich lächerlich groß.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with the cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
Ist das...
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
Moment, Sie kennen Guard?
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
Ich weiß noch nicht.
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
Wir spielen mal mit.
Don't mention it. But also don't forget it. I'm just kidding, of course.
Das war natürlich nur ein
He's not.
Nein, war er nicht. War es nicht.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
Okay.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun.
Oh.
The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun. When he said, "Don't worry," he actually meant, be very worried.
Woher wissen Sie von meinem verschwundenen Revolver?
I know everything, Harry. Right now, I know that you're worried. Don't be worried. Everything's going to be all right.
Ich hab da so mein...
It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
Für ihn. Ob's für mich gut wird, ist eine andere Sache.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded.
Kim?
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
Okay.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it.
Und auch Männer können heulen. Er muss raus.
You want to cry? God, you're weak. Whatever you do, don't cry. He'll think you're disgusting.
Damn it.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating. What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
Der beleibte Mann schnippt mit den Fingern, aber es zeigt keine Wirkung. Du bist irgendwie benommen. Es gibt keine Harrys. Der Verstand zieht sich an einen sicheren Ort zurück.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
Dieser Stuhl ist wirklich unbequem. Ein Glas Wasser wäre nicht schlecht. Wir bleiben cool, ja? Wir bleiben cool.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions. It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
Ich möchte über den Lynchmord reden.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to discuss it with you.
Aber willst du nicht?
I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me.
Ich habe das... Ich habe das Gefühl, dass da ein Aber kommt.
But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors.
Ich habe in meinem Leben schon so einige Türen geöffnet. Ja, denke ich mal.
And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colors, Harry. This really is very simple and there's nothing shady about it.
Aber ist es?
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar, pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his efforts towards your own.
Um wessen Tür geht es?
Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about.
Was meinst du mit Schnüffler?
A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you.
Warum öffnen Sie sie nicht einfach selbst?
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do.
Hm.
You look like you could run around all day.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
Mhm.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry?
Verdammt, na schön, ich kümmere mich darum. Wir müssen über diesen Mord reden.
Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level.
Er schnippt mit den Fingern.
You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
Sie haben mich Herr Dubois genannt. Warum?
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
Das ist wirklich mein Name?
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
Scheiße.
I think the odds of that are very low.
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what his game is first.
Mein Gedächtnis ist in Ordnung. Ich wollte sie nur auf die Probe stellen.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With my big fat folder.
Okay.
Words flow like a river of honey from his lips. I guess word has already reached him. No matter. No harm done.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Lieutenant betrachtet Everard über seine Brille hinweg.
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Mhm.
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first. As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM folder. It's just another one of those brown folders you saw in the file cabinet.
Das ist keine BMR-Akte.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
Really?
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinez.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a very busy man. So is there anything else I can do for you, Harry?
That means he doesn't really know anything about you. A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
Laut Statistikamt ist mein Name also Herr Dubois.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on.
Das ist in dem Container, der sich draußen vor Ihrem Büro befindet.
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
Dieser Container ist etwas Besonderes. Er hing an dem Kran.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
Red über meinen verschwundenen Revolver.
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone.
Ich weiß ja
Your
nicht.
gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Heißt das, wenn ich Sachen für sie erledige, bekomme ich meinen Revolver zurück?
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding, of course.
Ja, klar.
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us.
Muss ich mich gar nicht fragen, wie ich hier reingekommen bin?
Am I going to ask? Hell, Harry. You spin-kicked my strongest man in the face. I saw it from my window.
Ach stimmt, ja, er kann ja sehr gut sehen.
Would you ask a man like that how he got into your container yard?
Ich weiß gar nicht, wie ich das geschafft habe.
Don't worry, Harry. Between you and me, I'm not a huge fan of his race thing. But the Union did not get where we are today by frowning on eccentricity.
Hm.
Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
Okay. Ich habe Joyce getroffen, die Vertreterin des Unternehmens. Nee, ich habe... Können Sie mir helfen, eine Leiche aus einem Baum zu entfernen?
You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria.
Sure.
Oh my. Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter?
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt. A steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
Außerdem habe ich die... Ja.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values.
Er leckt sich seine fetten Lippen und lächelt.
But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you.
Er nimmt den Hörer von einem Funktelefon zu seiner Rechten und drückt dann einen Knopf.
Jean-Luc, the cop who bested you in physical combat is here, and he has a little dead body in a tree problem. Namely, he needs it to be taken down. Please extend him this courtesy. You can find Luke down at the gates, but you already knew that. Anyway, he's going to help you, now that he's back on his feet.
Ich habe gehört, dass die Gewerkschaft mit dem Drogenhandel hier am Ort verwickelt ist.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any Johnny Fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
Natürlich.
The reaction appears to be sincere, but it's impossible to tell with this guy, honestly.
Kein Kommentar.
Harry, you wound me, Harry, in the heart. But I trust you to put this to bed. Do what you must, and let's change the subject, shall we?
He's hiding his real reaction beneath courtesy.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
True.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Ja, warte, ich werde jetzt gehen, aber vielleicht unterhalten wir uns später. Nee, warte mal. Ich habe Joyce getroffen, die Vertreterin des Unternehmens. Was
Oh,
noch?
that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation.
Sicher?
Everyone is just pals here.
Really? Really?
We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I'm helping you get that nasty body down from the tree. And with finding your lost gun. I'm not a jealous guy.
Was ist mit den letzten Unterhändler geschehen, Herrn Gaumer?
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go.
Bei frühen Verhandlungen hat er ihnen im Namen des Unternehmens Zugeständnisse gemacht. Warum sollten sie einen solchen Verbündeten fortschicken?
He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left.
Sie haben ihn einen Zwerg genannt.
Harry, I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals.
Mhm. Oh, haben sie nicht reingelassen?
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
It's a fortress. He knows she can't get in here. He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Lois meinte, dass die letzte Anführerin der Gewerkschaft unter verdächtigen Umständen verschwunden ist.
Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting.
Hat ein Auflauf im Ofen? Okay.
Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Echt jetzt?
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce.
Seltsam. Joyce hat keinen Auflauf erwähnt.
Harry, Harry, Harry. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was.
Okay.
This particular brand of humor he has, it makes for a fine distraction. If it's spilled blood you're looking for, then there certainly isn't any in his expression or demeanor now.
Okay, reden wir über etwas anderes.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization.
Ich weiß ja nicht.
I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everard doesn't mind.
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now.
Stelle Nachforschung zu ihren dubiosen Gebräu an.
I don't know what that means, Harry. Shady brew? There are so many moving parts in my operation, I can't keep track of them all. You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me. Just one thing. If you can, make it even shadier.
Okay.
He sincerely has no idea what you were talking about. And he doesn't care either.
Ich werde jetzt gehen, aber vielleicht unterhalten wir uns später noch einmal.
Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate.
Danke. Ich hatte mich schon gefragt, wie ich hier wieder rauskomme.
Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white union man. Take care, Harry.
Well. Dieser 20 mal 50 Zentimeter große Scheck sieht so aus, als solle er feierlich auf irgendeiner Gala überreicht werden. Anscheinend kann er im örtlichen Fritteladen gegen 25 Real eingetauscht werden. Und Betrag. Unter dem Betrag steht sorgfältig geschrieben: Polizistenmiete. Vollständig. Hinweis. Na, ein Pfandhaus. Völlig wertlos. Buch. Eine kurze Einführung in den Inframaterialismus. Okay. Alles klar. Dann haben wir das erledigt. Gut. Wir müssen eigentlich auch wieder zurück, ne?
Yes?
Okay. Weiter. Das war ja easy.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything,
Okay. Oh. Aber wir speichern vorher nochmal.
Do not presume this has drastically altered our race dynamique.
Das ließ sich nicht ganz einfach nicht vermeiden.
Our personal dynamique has changed. A little.
Edward hat sie gebeten, uns dabei zu helfen, die Leiche aus dem Baum zu entfernen.
So it was. You bested me in race combat to reach my superior, then had him give me an order. I salute your cunning, enemy. I will go and remove the body from the tree with my bare hands.
Oh, ich hab Angst.
You're so noble, Measurehead.
Mhm.
there's a but.
Es gibt ein Aber. Es gibt ein Aber.
But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both of you.
Also wir sollen hier bleiben. Na schön.
Babe, see that they stay here the whole time.
The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves.
Mhm.
So, you guys are like cops or something?
Offensichtlich.
Cool. I like men with guns and power. I'm Katya, by the way.
Mhm.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
Ich will es auch gerne sehen.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like Everett's lapdogs!
Hm.
Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale.
Nicht wirklich.
And who are you? What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too small for you?
Es geht hier nichts an.
A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuno. Then, the man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him.
Ah. Das Arschloch ist wieder da.
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory today.
Wir haben uns auf gar keine Seite geschlagen, sondern getan, was wir tun mussten, um die Ordnung aufrechtzuerhalten.
And what you had to do was to become a Union man for all to see.
Ist er.
Sir.
Mag den nicht.
So, how'd you like our harbor?
You've been in there, he means. Talked to the boss man too, probably.
Er ist eine Utopia der Arbeit. Mhm.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains.
Bemerkt er feierlich und dreht sich dann mit einem breiten Lächeln im Gesicht zu dir um.
Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk.
Where is it?
Evra hat gesagt, sie hätten einen Schlüssel für die Tür.
A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
Keine Ahnung, ich stecke mal die Tür eines Whistleblowers.
Oh, say no more. I got you.
Falsches Ladegerät. Such ich nachher dann.
I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
Ich habe etwas über einen Schnüffer gehört, der seine Nase in hiesige Angelegenheiten steckt. Das war eine ziemlich fremde Nase, falls Sie verstehen, was ich meine.
Buller Weasel? Oh. I know what you mean. I'm pretty sure he's actually Occidental, though. So you're gonna be committing fratricide, my racist friend. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
Mhm.
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter.
Mhm.
None of this mess we're in, this jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
Etwas, gibt es sonst noch irgendwas, was ich über diesen Auftrag wissen muss? Dieses Schiff, wann er zu Hause ist?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
Hm.
He means he's not going to tell you cause he doesn't know.
Hmm.
But he will shoot his mouth off with you now that you're working for Everard. Who he is and what they're fighting for? This is interesting.
Wisst ihr eigentlich irgendetwas über die Hardy Boys?
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility.
Okay.
They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you.
Warum streiken sie?
We're negotiating our share.
Über ihre Regelung?
Aye.
Moment, also es geht nicht um Löhne oder Renten? Moment, es geht also nicht um... Also es geht es nicht um Löhne oder Renten, oder?
This stuff, they already covered.
Bekommen sie eine Zusatzleistung? Das ist doch was.
It's not enough. Not enough to get ahead. More about keeping us in our place.
Wie groß soll ihre Beteiligung denn ausfallen?
All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
This seditious talk sounds like communism. Just so we're on the same page, communism is basically wanting to kill the rich people or deporting them to a labor camp in southeast Grad. But don't say that out loud if you're a communist.
Der Boss Everard, was können Sie mir über ihn erzählen?
I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman.
Was macht man denn als Boss der Gewerkschaft überhaupt?
I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties, watches out for his own.
By that, you mean corruption?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish.
Auf mich hat dieser Schreibtisch schon verschwenderisch gewirkt.
He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway. And moralism is the most corrupt of them all.
This man has political theory, and it has not failed him today.
Sind Sie... Nee, ich bin im Bilde. Lassen Sie mich etwas anderes fragen.
Sure thing.
This was great. You feel mentally reinvigorated.
Irgendeine Idee, wer den Gehackten auf dem Gewissen hat?
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
Der Söldner wurde mit einer bestimmten Art von Schwanggut gelyncht, die häufig dort zum Einsatz kommt, wo schwere Lasten transportiert werden. Zum Beispiel im Häfen.
What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course.
Wäre natürlich auch eine Möglichkeit. Inwiefern getrieben?
Your dead guy was an enemy combatant.
Augenblick mal, was soll das heißen?
He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts.
Haben Sie ihn getötet?
I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men. with all sorts of skis.
He's not lying about not doing it himself.
Understood. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not my search.
War schön mit Ihnen zu reden. Ich muss los. Okay. Los.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
Wir möchten diesen Scheck gegen Geld einlösen. Gibst ihr den lächerlich riesigen Scheck und er ist 25 Real.
Wow. I didn't know you worked for the union, sir.
Sie rollt diesen riesigen Scheck zusammen und zusammen. Sie scheinen den schon öfter gesehen zu haben und schiebt ihn unter den Tresen.
Anything else I can do for you?
No, you don't work for the union. The union works for you by supplying you with cash.
Yeah.
That was easy. Worryingly so. The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money
Geld.
appears with a satisfying.
Ja. Jetzt raus hier. So, Wohnung 28. Wohnung 28. Karte. Nein. Klingel. Warte mal. Diese am Mittwoch die Schleuse. Überprüfe die Seriennummer nächsten Tag. Genau. Rauche auf dem Balkon. Suche Wohnung 28. Wohnung auf dem Balkon. Hallo? Ah! Ich kann dich runter machen, das ist kacke. Hey! Ach, die da. Wand. Containertür. Okay. Oder 28, das war, glaube ich, auf der anderen Seite. Und wir haben Winter, wie es aussieht. Warte mal. Oder vielleicht noch was machen?
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. Because you see it, finally. This wall is sublime. Look at it. The shadows, the colors.
Du nimmst die konzeptuelle Wonne über deine Pupillen auf und lässt sie in dein Gehirn zu Gedanken werden.
All the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrimage in adoration of this, the uncontested pinnacle of wallcraft, color peeled from the very face of God.
Okay, mehr!
Oh, Wallfather.
Tim, ich muss diese Wand bemalen und sie noch schöner machen.
Huh?
Was?
He sounds tired of it all. Cindy the Skull has all the necessary materials. Talk to her.
Ich weiß, dass Sie müde sind, Kim. Aber schauen Sie sich diese Wand noch einmal an. Nehmen Sie Ihre Schönheit auf wie Nahrung.
Sure.
Ich muss mit Cindy reden. Mir von ihr die benötigten Materialien besorgen.
If you must.
Okay. Das reicht. Okay. Cindy ist da. Okay, Wohnung 28. Wir sind noch nicht da. bisschen zu früh. Ab 9 Uhr soll er da sein, ne? Leute, hinter den Gewächse auf einem Hinterhof, um den Winter einzuschüchtern. Also tu, was immer nötig. Hm? Das war hier nach 21 Uhr. Okay. Na? Äh.
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head.
Du presst dein Ohr gegen die Tür.
The leather upholstery is worn and rough against your jaw. You don't hear any movement. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp. You knock silently. The upholstery muffles the sound. No response comes from the apartment.
I guess no one is in?
You're pretty sure the owner of the apartment isn't here. It's safe-ish.
Lieutenant, was denken Sie über den Auftrag, den wir gerade erfüllen?
Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for, but every day tells you something new about yourself.
Antwortete der Lieutenant, während er weiterhin die gepolsterte Tür inspizierte.
Apparently, working with the local union boss to get info on an investigation is not something I'm squeamish about.
Also haben Sie kein Problem damit, wenn ich die Tür aufschließe?
I mind that the local thug is using the RCM for his busy work. But if this gets us to the bottom of this hanging, then I'm willing to look over it. On the other hand, we could just leave and tell Evrard we opened the door. No one seems to be tailing us to see if we actually did it.
Wie soll der Everett anlügen? Das ist auch eine Möglichkeit.
Yes, presenting a fabrication is known to get results here and there. You took this task. You make the call.
The door is right here. You can just open it and be done with this. Besides, if you never open it, you're never gonna find out what's behind the door.
True, und das wollen wir herausfinden. Also, wir nehmen den Schlüssel und schließen die Tür auf.
You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head. There's nothing else to do than to leave and tell Everard. No conceivable reason for you to intrude on the premises. There might be important information in the apartment. I mean, there might.
Let's go! Ein geöffnetes Buch mit dem Titel Die geheime Welt der Gehstöcke. Okay. Kannst die Wärme auf der roten Sonne auf der Farbe Weihnacht spüren.
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty.
So sieht das aus. Was hat es mit der Sonne auf sich?
This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold sun miracle.
Das ist das siebenfache Sonnenwunder.
It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag.
Lieutenant, das ist die alte Flagge des Suzerains.
The tenant is an old-fashioned guy.
Hat er ja schon gesagt.
By old-fashioned, he means very right-wing.
Verbeugst dich nicht vor der Flagge, du schließt die Gedanken ab.
The flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colorful fabric with a sun sewn onto it. Like all feudal flags, it looks like a children's drawing.
Okay. Wer immer hier wohnt, bewundert muskelbepackte Fantasy-Helden mit blonden Haaren. Heimdall! Ich habe ja Heimdall und so, ne? Nimmer! Logik. Ein gepresstes und fleckloses weißes Hemd. Die Art von Hemden, die seriöse Männer tragen. In seriösen interisolären Büros. Und nicht vollgepisst und ohne Wichsflecken. Da steht da! Okay.
A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others. A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. There's something disdainful in the way the curves and lines of the bodies were drawn. The images betray a lack of interest in human beings. They are merely unflattering caricatures. The owner of these mugs doesn't like people of other ethnicities very much.
Typisches Arschloch.
This person is unhappy. The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs, then puts it back down with a look of disdain.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
Du zückst deine Gewerkschaftsarbeiten und vergleichst sie mit denen im Regal.
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same humor, the same mocking lines.
There's the missing tin soldier. Whoever lives here might have used the Whirling's container to dump his trash. And now they've drawn the ire of the Union. The plot thickens, as they say.
An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues down the road.
Magically.
Perhaps you should break into apartments more often.
Also wirklich, es ist die Person, die auch die Kleidung des Toten in den Müll geworfen hat?
Who knows? I'm not expecting too much from this clothes in the trash lead either way. It might turn out to be some random local matter, but still, a nice coincidence.
Stimmt.
You could ask Everard who this person is once you're done here.
Elysium. Ja. Ein kleiner Koffer voller Kleidung.
Master Investigator, you just can't keep yourself away from locked and hidden places, can you?
Gehört mal ins Dienstpflichten als Polizist, jeden Quadratzentimeter ihrer Welt auf den Zahn zu fühlen.
Attaboy, the world's secrets were made for you. They wait patiently for you to uncover them.
Oh yeah. Der Jamrock Shuffle. Verwirrendes Verhalten. Okay, da haben wir nicht genügend. 28. Also, da waren wir schon. Kommen wir dann wieder da hoch? Wellen, die die Dunkelheit brechen. Hm. Hm. Warte. Aha! Hm. Irgendwie müssen wir doch da hochkommen, ne? Hier geht's nicht. Hm. Nein, nein, nein. So, da. Die Tür habe ich voll übersehen.
Gendarmerie, you found me.
Hi. Der junge Mann auf dem Balkon schenkt dir ein breites Lächeln, bevor er einen weiteren Zug an seine Zigarette nimmt.
His slender figure is backlit by city lights, its distant streets and motorways flashing like diamonds.
Mhm.
It feels like a Friday. He seems to be in a good mood tonight.
Hm. Ja, die Putzfrau hat uns reingelassen,
Beautiful.
antwortet er lächelnd. Als er dich ansieht, funkelt etwas in seinen Augen. Funkelt etwas in seinen Augen auf.
So tell me, are you here to make things right again?
Das ist mein Ziel, ja.
Beautiful.
Sagte noch einmal. Eine nahe Straßenlaterne wirft einen Schatten auf sein Kinn und betont seinen schmalen Wangenknochen.
I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting.
Übrigens stehe ich total auf den Ausblick hier. Zeigst auf die Skyline der Stadt.
Mm-hmm. That's why I chose this place. Martinez is special, isn't it?
Mhm.
Wait. Suddenly you are digging things?
Na schön, ich werde mit ihm reden, aber vorher will ich aber mit ihm reden. So viele Fragen.
That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you. It's my friend you're looking for, not me.
Sicher?
He takes another drag of his unfiltered cigarette and looks around. It's getting dark and the neighboring windows have lit up one by one.
Hm.
Besides, I've got to run.
Wieso?
He's going to leave you alone again. That's sad.
Hm.
Something tells you you're never going to talk to an individual this cool or mysterious ever again.
Ich habe sie gerade erst wiedergefunden.
Just look at it. It's a beautiful night. Who's going to stay in on a night like this?
Nur wenn sie versprechen, dass wir uns wieder unterhalten. Das ist wichtig.
Something flutters in the corner of the lieutenant's mouth as you're saying those words.
We'll talk. Just not tonight.
Okay.
Take care, alright?
Yay, neue Fähigkeitssprung. Frage den Sonntagsfreund. Sagte mit einem weiteren entwaffnenden Lächeln, bevor er sich in die Nacht davon stiehlt.
And he's gone again. Looks like it's becoming a theme for him.
Irgendetwas an ihnen ist so anders, dass ich es gar nicht so ausmachen kann.
Different, of course.
Sein Hemd, warum ist sein Hemd so immer aufgeknöpft?
His shirt.
Sein Hemd.
His shirt.
Will er mich verarschen gerade?
He's trying to dive deep into the mysteries of his shirt.
Das ist gerade ein bisschen awkward.
His shirt. No, I don't know why his shirt is always unbuttoned.
He's barely holding it together. It's all he can do to keep from bursting out in laughter.
Come on, detective, let's go. We've got a potential witness to interview. His Sunday friend, remember?
Er deutet mit einem Link auf die Wohnungstür, vor der du stehst. Ja, du hast... Ja. Okay. Erledigt. Nice. Aber wir haben einen Fähigkeitspunkt. Psyche wäre natürlich nice. Aber wir haben ja noch was anderes. Dann würde ich was freischalten wollen. Aber ich weiß nicht was. 6 Stunden, 1 Stunde, 3 Stunden. Nee. Ja. Nimm mal das. Ein vierteljährlich erscheinendes Wirtschaftsmagazin. Ein altes Foto derselben wurde aus dem Jahr 01. Wie Sie sehen, führen mich Regierungsangelegenheiten in allen Ecken Revascholz. Okay. Farbeimer stehen auf ausgelegten alten Zeitungen. Seidenrobe für Partydrachen. Ja, her mit! Nice. Ein exklusives Himmelbett aus Metall. Das ist alles ganz und gar nicht seltsam. Are you sure about that? Teller, die in einen Topf einweichen. Ein leerer Aschenbecher. Wenn Lars Liebmittel gesorgt ist, folgt der Fortschritt ganz natürlich. Hm? Flugblätter. Im weiteren Sinn ist das hier eigentlich meine Wohnung und ihre. Okay. Ich könnte mich. Samaranischer Kegelhut. Nimmer. Das hier alles vollkommen normal. Wenn überhaupt, ist es etwas banal. Aber nicht auf diesem Kanal.
Officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
Der Mann in leger Geschäftskleidung nimmt seine Maschettenknöpfe ab.
His hands are clean and well manicured. This is a man who knows the importance of appearances.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government. I work for the Institute of Price Stabilité on assignment from Sur-la-Clé. I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I am here to assist you in any way possible. Ask me about the hanging.
Okay.
Hanging? What a drag. He seems like a cultured gentleman. You should ask him about the finer things.
Zeigst du aus das Bett? Bevor wir fortfahren, muss ich sie einfach nach diesem wundervollen Betthimmel fragen.
Oh, yes. My friend has a great eye for these things. He refuses to tell me where it came from. It's a mystery. I believe they call this type of frame industrial. It's very comfy. That's really all I can tell you about it.
Will mit seinen Fingern ein kleines Dach. Im Balkon bringt kalte Luft herein.
The lieutenant takes out his notebook and nods to you to proceed.
Was verschlägt ein Funktionär wie Sie nach Martinez?
The coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. It must be controlled. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight.
Aber was machen Sie hier in dieser Wohnung?
Well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the cannons took the top 4 stories off. This, of course, happened when the coalition forces landed here.
Okay.
You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when we arrived here.
Also sind Sie ein Bürokrat?
Yes, as I said before, I am a commissioner from Sur-la-Clé working for the Institute of Price Stability. This is one of the main projects of the Moral Intern.
Wait, there isn't actually an Institute of Price Stability, is there? Or maybe there is. God, it's impossible to understand whether someone from the Moral Intern is joking or not.
Was ist diese internationale Gemeinschaft?
La Communauté Internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call the coalition. In other words, the nations that stopped the disaster of the revolution.
Und was bezeichne ich dann als die Koalition?
Your employer, technically speaking. The governing authority of Revachol. The RCM is but one part of this provisional administration.
Das ist was ist La Price Stabilität?
It is the most important thing.
Das sagt mir nichts.
It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability is essential to maintaining high levels of economic activity, which is essential for maintaining high levels of employment.
Also wieder um Kohle.
Which is essential for maintaining the social stability.
Basically, it makes sure the price of bread doesn't change.
Ja.
Précisément. Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. Too much deflation, it becomes too cheap for bakers to produce. That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation just below 2%.
Unter 2% wovon?
But not too far below, no. Too below is also bad. Below, but close to 2%.
Warte, meine Frage überhaupt nicht.
The coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of the price stability. Transparency is one of our principles. Would you like an informational pamphlet?
Klar, geben Sie mal ein Flugblatt.
A sound monetary policy is essential for addressing uncertainty. Stability is the raison d'être of the moral intern. It's the reason why I identify as a moralist. But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today. That's too bad. You can always call our information line.
Ja, toll.
Making information available is part of the moral intern's commitment to transparency.
Ich habe von dieser Moralintern gehört, aber ich möchte mehr über sie erfahren. Ob er den trauen kann?
It's the International Organization for Moralists. Hence, Moralist International. The Institute of Price Stability is just one of its many mind babies, as is the coalition.
Das heißt also, dass wir Huren der Moralintern sind?
Doing one's job doesn't automatically make one anyone's bitch. Besides, there are more nefarious powers to work for than the moral intern.
Du drehst sie wieder zum Sonntagsfreund? Sind sie Moralist?
But of course.
Aber warum?
Because moralists believe in a normal, stable world governed by democratic values.
Martinez wirkt auf mich weder besonders normal noch stabil.
Martinez? No. Martinez is something else.
Was ist mit dem Rest von Revachol? Gehört der zur normalen Welt?
Revachol is generally difficult. It's led by an interim government, which means it hasn't yet achieved full democracy. But they are working towards it. You're all doing very well here, relatively speaking.
Demokratie ist ein bedeutungsloser Schwindel, solange sich die Arbeiterklasse unter den Stiefelabsatz des Kapitals befindet. Das stimmt allerdings irgendwie schon, ja.
Of course, the detective's personal views do not represent the views of the RCM.
Ah, my friend. But the lesson of the revolution is that communism does not work.
Sie wollen mir erzählen, dass diese Welt hier so gut funktioniert?
It's moving towards the right direction, and that's all that matters. Progress is measured in centimeters, my friend. Now, enough of this delightful political interlude. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Erzählen Sie mir von Sur-la-Claire.
What's there to say? Sur-la-Claire is a modern, urbanized country that measures very high on the Human Development and Freedom Index. Mostly, though, it's known as the executive heart of EPIS.
Was ist EPIS?
Moreover, it is a great sponsor of less emerged countries. Revachol is only one of its many darlings whose progress it supports and cherishes.
Darlings? That can't be an official designation.
Was wird Revachol zur Sur-la-Claires Liebling?
Because a great percentage of Revachol's culture hails from Sur-la-Claire. Its language, its people, its cuisine even. Or at least in the downtown La Delta area.
Verstehe. Ja gut, auch über Berufssicht gesprochen, lieber über was anderes.
Whatever you wish, officer.
Können Sie mir etwas über Ihren Freund erzählen?
Ah, my friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has not been easy for him. But he understands the importance of education. He has taken his future into his own hands, and that's all that matters.
Was ist Kedra?
Kedra is a candidate member of APIS. But, between you and me, their potential membership is a more contentious issue.
Was ist da sagen?
That it's never going to happen. They entered negotiations in 21, and it's been pending ever since.
Also dieses APIS, von dem Sie immer zu reden, ist das so ähnlich wie die EU oder, keine Ahnung, NATO oder sowas?
EPIS is a very special program developed by the Moral Intern to support certain Occidental nations. It began as a unified system of weights and measures, which proved to be a wild success. Nothing but kilograms and centimeters as far as the eye can see.
God, yes. Sweet standardization. The backbone of rationality and commerce.
It was such a wild success that we expanded it into an economic union for the processing of steel. Another success. And between you and me, the Moral Intern feels emboldened by this success. Emboldened to take EPIS to the next level.
Aber wofür genau steht es?
Why, it stands for progress and stability, like the Moral Intern as a whole.
Nein, wofür stehen die Buchstaben?
It's been such a wild, extraordinary success thus far. We are very excited to take it to the next level.
Sie haben mich zu, oder?
A supranational political alliance. The United States of Occident.
Ah, okay. Sind die dann so ähnlich wie das hier?
You mean Revachol? No, it's going to have transparent democracy.
Okay. Wird Referschall auch zu Apsis gehören?
It's one day going to be a candidate member of EPIS, sure.
Except that candidate members never become full members, do they?
Sagst du nicht, dass Beitrittskandidaten die Mitglieder werden?
No, no. Candidate members do become members. Why do we even have the whole system in place if they don't? It just takes time. Time and evaluation.
Hm.
But we were talking about my friend here, not politics. Kedra is a candidate that it's never going to happen. They entered negotiations in 21 and it's been pending ever since.
Aber über Kedra weiß ich immer noch nichts. Ist es warm dort, kalt, mild?
It's warm. It's also known for its mandarin trees and dust storms from Supramundi. Kedra's an emerging market, but it still has a long way to go. Maybe that's why my friend's menage decided to emigrate. Kedra is a candidate that it's never going. EPIS is a...
God, yes.
It was such a wild success that
Was
we
ist dann die
expanded it
nächste
into
Phase?
a supranational political alliance.
Also,
You mean Revachol? It's one day going...
Except that
No, no. But we were talking about my friend here, not politics.
wie haben sie zwei sich eigentlich kennengelernt?
How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindian Isola? Oil platforms ablaze in the night? Civil wars lasting for years? Finally, the international community is forced to step in.
Was reden sie da? Niemand lernt sich so kennen.
Au contraire, it's how millions of people end up where they are, meeting the people they meet. It's how I came here, and my friend too.
Sie haben mir immer noch nicht erzählt, wer er ist.
Sorry, who?
Ihr Freund, der Raucher auf dem Balkon. Wir haben doch gerade über ihn gesprochen.
But I told you, officer. He's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Education is the foundation of our future, especially the arts. It is a cornerstone of our civilization.
Sie können mir also nicht mehr über ihn sagen, als dass er hier ist? Um die Künste zu studieren?
He's deeply enmeshed in the study of the fine arts, yes.
as though you weren't envious enough of the boy as is.
Welche Künste studiert er denn?
He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps graphic design, printmaking, who knows? The world is open wide for a talented youth like him.
Was haben Sie denn ganz alleine in seiner Wohnung so verloren?
I'm just enjoying the view.
Genieße den Ausblick, da hängt eine Leiche am Baum.
A dead body we still need to get down, by the way.
So schnell ging's um.
Listen,
Was? Ich höre nichts.
the Insulindian Bay.
Was ist damit?
This place used to be a luxury accommodation before the revolution. Apartments, of course, were much bigger then. A few walls have been added here and there, leaving some of the tenants without a private bathroom or a kitchen. But the million real view stays. You can't take that away.
Geklopft gegen die Balkontür und ein Licht spiegelt sich im abgedunkelten Glas. Ich hatte einen Freund gefragt.
My friend comes and goes. I'm sure you'll see him around. He's a busy bee.
A busy bee? What an odd choice of words.
Also sein Untergebener, wie es klingt. Oder etwas anderes.
I'm all ears, officer.
Sie waren tatsächlich Zeuge des Lynchmords?
I'm sorry to say I did, officer.
Bitte fangen Sie ganz von vorne an, wenn es Ihnen nicht ausmacht.
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a play.
He holds out his hands and blossoms his fingers, like a drama teacher setting the scene.
Okay.
What do you mean, like in a play?
It was just so strange. I could barely comprehend what was happening. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead, one by one.
Okay. Anscheinend haben dann...
That's when I understood. I should not be seeing this.
Mhm.
Sounds like the victim was unconscious, or at least incapacitated. Interesting.
Wer waren sie? Können Sie sie beschreiben?
I couldn't see their faces well, and there were quite a few of them. But they were very loud and very Martinez.
Mhm. Er zögert, sucht die richtigen Worte.
Let's just say that the laboring classes can get rather expressive with their profanities.
Okay. So wie viel waren sie?
I couldn't tell you exactly. Less than 10. Maybe 8?
Hm.
The lieutenant sends you a sharp look at the mention of that number.
War eine der Personen ungeheuer groß, als ob die 200 Kilo wiegt?
That's a giant you're describing. No, they were all quite human, as far as I could tell.
Was passierte dann?
I went back inside.
Were you able to see anything from inside?
Officer, the yard was pitch black. There was nothing to see, but I could still hear their voices. They were threatening to kill that poor man.
Also Männer? Frauen?
All men, I presume. But again, I couldn't see very clearly.
Vielleicht wird das weiter. Nee, was geschah als nächstes?
Well, that's the strangest part, officer. Nothing happened. It was oddly quiet for a public lynching.
Kascha nicht. Sie haben einen Typen gelyncht.
Eventually, their shouts died down, and that was all. There were no gunshots, no celebratory shouts, no anything.
Warum haben sie nicht die BMR gerufen?
You're right, of course. That is what one is supposed to do in such circumstances. I was simply in shock.
Mhm.
I'm afraid I don't have anything else to add.
Voll.
About what time was all this happening, approximately?
Mhm.
All I can say is that it was late.
Ich habe dich auf die Uhr geschaut.
My watch. Yes, now I remember. It was 30 minutes past midnight, give or take.
Ich muss mich noch mal vergewissern. Den eigentlichen Lynchmord haben sie nicht gesehen. Richtig?
No, I didn't see the corpse until the following day.
Mehr Fragen habe ich nicht. Danke für Ihre Zeit.
Of course, anything I can do to assist the RCM.
Er hat's so gehört und das war's. Super. Danke, ich habe keine weiteren Fragen.
A moment, officer. Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave.
Okay, wieso können wir uns später nicht mehr unterhalten?
It's against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen. And I'm pressed for time. After you leave, I should be leaving as well.
That's not the real reason he's so apprehensive. Men in his position shouldn't be seen loitering around in underprivileged young men's apartments in the middle of the night.
Geh dich weg. Ich möchte mich bloß ein bisschen in der Wohnung umsehen.
Sure, go ahead. It's a beautiful space. Let me know if you have any further questions.
Nee.
Was there anything else? Of course. I'm glad I could help.
Okay. Das hat wenig gebracht, ehrlich gesagt. God damn it. Okay. Wir sollten Scheiße ist immer noch da. Und weg. Schon weg. Okay. Gehen wir erstmal zu den.
You see a heavy steel door. You immediately feel the door doesn't.
Okay, wir kümmern uns erstmal um die Leiche.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Naja, runter ist runter. Aber jetzt auf zurückhaltende Art.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy.
Eine Leichenschau vor Ort?
Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
Okay.
The RCM's 4-phase murder scene processing manual.
Okay.
The fuck are they on about?
Not the fuck.
Cop's gonna cut his shit up!
Haben wir niemanden anderen dafür? Einen Arzt vielleicht?
No, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain, from autopsy to cleanup to social work, everything.
Moment, der Detective ist ein Ehrenrang?
An honor and a burden attached to your rank once you've proven yourself able, usually after 5 to 8 years of field work. Mine is Lieutenant Detective.
Ich will nicht wie ein Detective.
You are. Your station would not have assigned you on this case if you weren't. Now,
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Was genau ist eine Leichenschau vor Ort?
come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
Oh.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Muindi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Epui Descent, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
Warum weißt du das denn nicht? Bist du eigentlich für irgendwas kurz zu gebrauchen?
You must have me confused with the Copperpedia.
Wer ist die Bullen-Enzyklopädie? Ich muss mit dir reden.
You, sir, you are the Copperpedia.
Dann stören sie uns mal das Vergnügen.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity.
Ich weiß nicht, wie meinen Sie das?
I mean when I need you to. Until then, I should handle physical contact, and you should take notes.
Wir füllen einfach das hier aus, richtig? Zeigst du das rosa Formular für die Leichenschau vor Ort in deinem Fallbuch?
That's right.
Du versuchst den Toten die Stiefel auszuziehen.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus.
Ach Mann.
Damn it. This is turning into some sort of mega puzzle. Okay, so you can sneak out of your room maybe, after he's gone to sleep.
Du öffnest dein Fallbuch und schlägst die Seite mit dem Formular für die Leichenschau vor Ort auf.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts.
Okay.
Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with:
Du beginnst. Erstens, assistierender Detective.
That's you.
Schreibst in den Jahren HDB.
The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says:
Zweitens, rechtsmedizinische Berichtsnummer.
KK57-0803.0815.
0815.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date 0803 and time of arrival 0815 on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you. That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
So, wenn den rechtsmedizinischen Bericht nicht in meinen Namen anlegen, streng genommen bin ich vor Ihnen am Tatort eingetroffen.
And what would that make the alphanumeric?
HDB 41 0803. Help me out with the time of day, anyone? 11:11. It's meaningful. 10:15. It's understated.
10:15. Nee, warte mal.
Good. Let's go with that.
The lieutenant is quite surprised you managed to come up with an adequate case number.
I know. Prinz, Name.
NA. Next.
Viertens, Geburtsdatum.
NA.
Fünftens, Alter.
Roughly 50.
Ungefähr 50.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
Du schreibst ca. 50.
The corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook.
Sechstens, Ethnie.
Mondial.
Mondialisch.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mwindi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish.
Du notierst es.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Siebtens, Geschlecht.
Fucky, fucky!
Und das kleine Moste überschwänglich.
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Du schreibst den Bullenbumsen jetzt. Nein. Du schreibst männlich.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Achtens, Todesdatum.
We're still going with March 4th. 51.
Du schreibst 4.3.51.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
True.
HDB 41 0803.1111 listens motionless with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
11. Hinweise auf Manipulation.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
Was ist genau mit Manipulation denn eigentlich gemeint?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
Bin mir da nicht so sicher. Von den Fußspuren her sieht es aus, als sei er hergetragen worden.
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dogwalkers.
Er legt seine Hand auf die Brust des Toten, als breite bereite er sich auf etwas vor.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then...
We should start the post-mortem.
Etwas vor.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
Äußere Untersuchung. Zusammenfassung.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodin, I think. Let's see.
Er dreht den Körper auf die Seite, um das Etikett der Unterhose zu überprüfen.
See, it's happening.
Babrodin, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
Tja. Du notierst es.
The rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers are in search of the missing pieces. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else.
Und wann werde ich sie bekommen?
Patience. After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a window of opportunity. After the lieutenant has gone to sleep. I hope this has helped you, my liege.
Das ist ein Problem.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design.
Du notierst es.
Tattoos.
Er steht auf, einen Fuß links, einen Fuß rechts von der Leiche.
The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo resembling a microelectronical circuit board. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene using a Trigat Mini.
Du notierst es.
The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end.
Du notierst es.
Well nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing.
Du notierst es.
Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Du schreibst kurz hellbraun, anlagebedingter Haarausfall.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max.
Nein, Kleiner. Weiß ich nicht. Aber ist in Ordnung, wenn du dich weiter da reinsteigerst.
Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
Ja.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation.
Du notierst es.
Ligature mark.
Der Lieutenant zieht ein kleines Klappmesser hervor. Während er mit der anderen Hand am Gurt zieht, setzt er die Klinge an, um das Polyester zu durchtrennen. Der Gestank ist entsetzlich. Nach einer Weile ist es klar, dass sich das Material nicht schneiden lässt.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Gut, dass wir diesen Bolzenschneider haben. Du holst den Bolzenschneider heraus und legst deine Hände um die Gummigriffe.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Du hältst an einer guten Stelle zum Schneiden Ausschau.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east. The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there, steady now, like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
Das ist aber schnell rumgegangen. Okay.
After some deliberation,
Nice.
you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow.
Du drückst so fest du kannst.
Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
Nice.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
Der Lieutenant hat sich näher zur Leiche gekniet. Mit dem Finger fährt er an der tiefroten Rille entlang. Zu einer Unterbrechung gelangt.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters.
Du notierst es.
Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia.
Er zieht die Unterhose des Mannes herunter.
No! It's gonna happen, see!
I fucking knew it!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Und hier du sagst das Thema ab.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Okay.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
Das sind eine Menge Namen. Sehr viel mehr als bei Polizisten.
We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars.
Du notierst es.
Last item. Hands.
Er nimmt die rechte Hand des Mannes in seine und untersucht sie. Dann inspiziert er die in andere Hand. Lässt den Lieutenant alleine arbeiten.
Hands are clean. No sign of a recent struggle.
Hat er welche erwartet?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Wow. Du notierst es.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Innere Untersuchung. Zusammenfassung.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Okay. Also er will, dass sie...
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
Wenn ich darf, und die Moral von der Geschichte.
What would that be?
Er sieht dich forschend an.
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
Das Gehirn reagiert äußerst empfindlich auf Beeinträchtigungen seiner Blutversorgung. Standard eigentlich?
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer.
Ja, that's true. Ich schreibe einfach, entfällt.
Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Blah.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system.
Mit gekrümmten Rücken, als bete er, beginnt er die Kiefer des Toten auseinanderzudrücken. Hält inne, um mehr Kraft auszuüben. Er benutzt beide Hände.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
Du siehst hier die Wunde des Toten.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
Du notierst es.
Hepatobiliary. NA.
Warum haben wir? Warum? Haben wir nichts dazu?
Ah. Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
Er wirft einen Blick auf den Bauch der Leiche. In seinen Augen liegt eine Mischung aus Erschöpfung und Ekel.
Hepato means liver, and biliary, the gallbladder and bile ducts.
Bin ja ein Experte für so etwas.
Nothing in your alcohol-soaked memory directs to having forensic expertise on either one.
Ich glaube nicht.
Neither am I.
Und was war's?
That's it.
Du schreibst.
Same for toxicology and serology. NA.
Beides?
Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there?
Reservoirs? No, but do they take obscure trivia and odd tidbits?
Der Komplettist in mir fragt mich, ob es noch etwas gibt, was wir tun könnten.
Like a toxicology screening? At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimming with cocaine. But still, you should add a request.
Du schreibst entfällt und Gens toxikologische Untersuchung angefordert.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging.
Du notierst es.
Gastrointestinal.
Er seufzt erleichtert. Gleich ist es geschafft. Es ist der letzte Listenpunkt. Sein Blick wandert umher auf den Boden. So Fäkalienlache.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
Du notierst es. Inklusive des Voila.
What's next on the list?
Drittens, Beschreibung der Verletzungen. Zusammenfassung. Du versuchst erneut dem Toten die Stiefel auszuziehen.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus.
Ach Mann.
Damn it. This is turning into some sort of mega puzzle. Okay, so you can sneak out of your room maybe, after he's gone to sleep.
Beschreibung der Verletzung. Zusammenfassung.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
Das wird die Verletzung, die wir verursacht haben.
Oh, so we inflicted them?
Okay, ich habe sie verursacht.
Okay, so there's a spin-stabilized munition from a Kiel A990 muzzleloader lodged in his lung.
Oh.
I don't think we should mention that. Better not to muddy the waters.
Das sehe ich auch so. Die Sache ist schon kompliziert genug.
See? These pigs are fucking corrupt.
Mhm.
Why don't you fuck him if you love him so much?
Now, injuries.
Wofür ist das 4. Verletzungsfeld?
Nothing. Just in case.
Erstens, Bespuren.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted.
Du notierst es.
And your opinion, officer?
B. Nicht tödlich, postmortal.
Agreed. Next injury?
Kontusionen.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Mhm.
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Du notierst es.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Nicht tödlich. Postmortal, da er schon tot war.
Right. Next.
Strangulationsmarke.
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Du notierst es.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible. Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush.
Das ist eine tödliche Verletzung auf jeden Fall.
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start.
Ja. Immerhin am 2. Tag haben wir es endlich hingekriegt.
Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
Ja. Raten wir zuerst noch, wie ist es Ihrer Meinung nach gelaufen?
Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy. We also requested a toxicological screening. That was thorough. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks, if we are lucky. I would not hold my breath.
Was
We
noch?
were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Sure. Und nun?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg.
Reiß einen Durchschlag des Leichenschauformulars heraus.
For processing.
Dein Blick wandert vom Toten zum rosa Durchschlagpapier in seiner Hand und dann wieder zurück zur Leiche.
He's thinking, did I miss something? You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse. I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Rate mir, wer du bist, Toter. 83%. Let's go!
I'm gone.
Ich kann sehen, dass du tot bist. Aber wer bist du?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
Was bist du jetzt? Aber wer warst du, als du noch gelebt hast?
A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
Motherfucker.
Go ahead, Cobbo.
Polizi Otto. Wo bist du hin?
Into the wild pale yonder.
Wo ist das?
In the past. Way out in the west.
Was ist denn jetzt los?
What do you mean?
Ich rede mit dir. Ich rede ihm.
It's the power of your
Seine Lippen bildet sich schwarzer Schaum.
imagination.
Holy shit!
Go ahead. Ask me more questions.
Ach,
You fucking love questions.
er gehört zum Job. Aber warum bin ich so vernarrt in Fragen?
Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
Nein, danke.
Your lost Copodopo would have been so primo.
Okay.
Because you're a copperoonie.
Ja, mehr Fragen.
Here you go, you loony.
Warum habe ich das Gefühl, etwas Furchtbares vergessen zu haben?
Because you have.
Ist man aber etwa Polente?
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
Polente? Nein, so heiße ich nicht. Ich bin Harry.
No, you're not a Harry either. You're a motherfucker. That's who you are. Rooney the motherfucker.
Wow, reicht.
Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also see me in your dreams.
Erzähl mir was, Toter.
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also see me in your dreams.
Mhm. Sechs Stunden. Zwei Fähigkeitspunkte. Wahrnehmung. Ja.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn.
Damn it. Okay, so you can sneak out of your room maybe, after he's gone to sleep. You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough.
Gehst doch mal in seiner Hose nach.
You pull down his breeches. Marbling is present around the crotch. The penis has shrunk, crawling halfway back inside him. There is nothing mysterious or noteworthy here.
Can't get enough of that dick.
Do you think we missed something?
You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you.
Ich habe das dumpfe Gefühl, dass wir bei dieser Leiche etwas übersehen haben.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast.
Okay, wo finden wir einen Kühlschrank für die Leiche?
Hey, wasn't there a giant ice bear sarcophagus below that building?
Aber natürlich!
Now, detective, I've rarely been disappointed by the size of a giant ice bear fridge, but I think we should still take a look at it first. Make sure it's big enough before we carry him over. Let's move. With every hour, whatever we are looking for in the deceased will become harder to find.
Actual art degree. Trite, contrived, mediocre, milquetoast, amateurish, infantile, cliche and gonorrhea-ridden peon to conformism. I fucked me. Affront to humanity. War crime. Should literally be tried for war crimes. Resolutely shit. Lacking in imagination. Uninformed reimagining of. Lip-wristed. Premature. Ill-informed attempt at. Talentless fuckfest. Recidivistic shit peddler. Pedantic. Listless. Savagely boring. Just one repulsive laugh after another.
Okay. Wollen wir noch? Ach, das ist ja nicht weit. Warte mal.
Both cables are unplugged from the breaker box, somewhere in the dark.
Ah, Taschenlampe. Taschenlampe. Wir brauchen eine Taschenlampe.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red, watching over all the ice cream wrappers hidden inside its belly.
Was halten Sie von diesem Kühlschrank, Kim? Er dürfte groß genug für 2 Leichen sein.
It's certainly an eccentric choice, but it is capacious and cold enough, too.
Your visual confirms you could fit 2 more bodies in the ice bear fridge.
Shall we go and get the body, then? I'll take the head, you take the feet. The stairs won't be easy, but we'll manage.
Okay, legen wir los.
The body is heavier than you expected and stinkier. It takes half an hour to get it down to the bedroom, then 10 more minutes to stuff it into the fridge. The lieutenant takes a step back to admire your handiwork.
Okay.
Beautiful. A dead body in a nice bare fridge. This is some of the best bodice work I've ever done.
Nice.
You have created an ice bear sarcophagus.
Man sehe und staune. Wir haben einen Eisbär-Sarkophag geschaffen.
Talk of the ice bear sarcophagus must not leave this room.
Das hier ist keine Polizeiarbeit, Kim. Das ist Kunst. Wir sind Künstler und das war unsere Vision.
If I were an artist, this would certainly not be my vision. I would be much, much more conservative in my work.
Schade.
He's right. His work would be much more formal.
At least we've stopped the body from decomposing further. Now you can conduct another inspection under controlled circumstances.
Yeah.
Inside the icy realm of the ice bear fridge, the corpse stands slumped, waiting.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing.
Damn it. Okay, so you can sneak out of your room maybe, after he's gone to sleep.
Wahrnehmung war das, ne? Okay, +4. Du schließt die Tür. Genau. Okay. Habe ich gleich erstmal abgelegt. So. Hm? Ah, warte mal. Ja. Können wir nicht aufräumen. Schade.
Can I help you? You're already set for the night. Your door is unlocked. Another thing. Great. I love those.
Die Telefonleitung ist also tot?
Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers.
Schön ist, dass es Fremdwährung war.
Who told you that?
Spielt keine Rolle. Ich will nur erfahren, wen sie verdächtigen.
Fine, yeah. It looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all related. Plenty of assholes around here who aren't murderers. If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know, so I can forward them the repair bill. Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
Wisst ihr, was ich da erinnere, finde? Freaksieber.
No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there.
Okay.
I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frit warehouse, probably.
Okay.
Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Du lässt ihm so tun, als wäre es ihm egal.
He looks at the dust on his finger and wipes it off.
Yes?
Okay. Würde ich sagen, wir speichern hier und machen hier an der Stelle Schluss. Und schauen wir da, dass wir in der Nacht eventuell abhauen. Genau. Also beziehungsweise zur Leiche gehen und die Schuhe ausziehen. Ja. Wir müssen eigentlich zu Elfrad, aber es ist, glaube ich, spät genug. Am nächsten Tag, genau, das machen wir nächstes Mal. Genau. Okay. Gut. Das reicht auf jeden Fall für heute. Ich bedanke mich bereits fürs Zuschauen. Lasst gerne ein Like da. Beziehungsweise ein Like, Abo oder sowas, wenn ihr mögt. Kommt auch gerne live vorbei. Ich bin, also wenn es technisch, also termintechnisch alles funktioniert und bei mir alles klappt, bin ich eigentlich meistens von Montag und Freitag live. Heute ist mal ausnahmsweise Mittwoch. Aber sonst üblicherweise Montag und Freitag. Könnt ihr gerne vorbeikommen. Link ist unten in der Videobeschreibung. Lasst auch gern ein Follow da, wenn ihr mögt. Ansonsten gerne auch auf meinen Social-Kanälen vorbeikommen, wenn ich Ankündigungen mache, sodass ihr auch informiert seid, wenn ich dann wieder mal live gehen sollte. Also live gehe. Ich sollte. Alles auch in der Videobeschreibung beziehungsweise auf der Kanalbeschreibung, wie auch auf Twitch hier. Also dann, ich wünsche euch was, habt einen schönen Abend, morgen oder warum immer das Video guckt. Man sieht sich und bis dann. Tschüss.